What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, I know, I don't typically wear a suit. Got some shit going on today. But while I was dressed up a little dapper, got me thinking with some of the recent fragrances we've been discussing on the channel, especially Day 3's newest release. It's like, man, some great evening out, first date, great first impression type fragrances would go really well with stuff like this. So I said, let's put the suit to use with some content while we're wearing, I know, bow tie, not normally my thing. Shout outs to Darian, that's his thing. But anyways, I've got 10 that I think are just stellar for said occasion. Evenings out, dressed up, first dates, and things of that nature. So let's dive into these 10. Of course, these are not the only 10 that will work in this situation. I've got a range of prices from some extremely affordable stuff, some designers, and of course we've got some niche. So we've got a mixed bag here for all price ranges. All will get the job done. There's links down below if you want to check any of them out. So let's dive into these 10. Stay tuned. Before we dive into today's video, I don't know if you've heard, but my newest fragrance with Zaharoff is now officially out for pre-sale. To recording this, Sun-Kissed Island. Greetings from Sun-Kissed Island. If you want to check out the full video down below, it is in the video description box, as well as a link to the Zaharoff site where you can grab my new fragrance, Justin's new fragrance, Seamless Soul, or the Nigerian giant Omos from WWE, better known in the fragrance world as the giant connoisseur, Ibere, his new release. A complete collection of incredible fragrances that everyone that gets them I know will be quite happy. Like I said, they're available pre-sale right now. Check them out if you're interested while supplies last. And let's get into this video. Starting with one from Guerlain that I think is the best of the line personally. Guerlain L'Homme Ideal is a phenomenal line from them, featured around almond. And for my money, the Extreme is the best of the bunch. You get a little bit of earthiness, some juicy fruity plum. It still has the bitter almond, and it's nice and sweet. Sensual, has a little bit of a leathery facet to it. Great performer. It lingers. It's got a hint of powder as it dries. Very, very warm, cozy, and charismatic fragrance. This one has a lot going on while still being pretty straightforward and easy to understand. Again, you got a little bit of earthiness that kind of give it more of a masculine tone than some of the other flankers in the line that are straightforward and very sweet, like the cherry sweetness that you get from the Eau de Parfum, the original, very, very sweet. A little vanillic. Then you got the intense, which is very dark, smoky, leathery, where, while I think that's a great fragrance in this situation as well, I think the most well-rounded of the bunch for this occasion, especially for a first impressions, first date, meeting a lady out for the first time, something like this is going to be a bit more interesting than just rocking a Dolce & Gabbana, the one of a La Nuit de l'Homme, your standard fare that the younger fellas are going for when you were a younger fella that you were going for, and you still might enjoy. This is a little bit different, a little bit more high character, a little bit more interesting, a deeper overall fragrance, kind of an eyebrow raiser like, okay, he might be him. That's where fragrances like this come into play. So definitely worth checking out if you've never tried it before. It's L'Homme Ideal Extreme from Guerlain. Speaking of plum fruitiness, this is extremely affordable in that $30 to $40 range. Monster performer. It's got a plum liqueur accord with a bunch of spice. Of course, it's very sweet as well. We've got Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. Still my favorite fragrance from the house. Very situational, evenings out, cool weather fragrance for me that I think fits this video topic perfectly. God, every time. That plum liqueur, little boozy, sweet, fruity type of smell, cinnamon spiced, and of course, I got to do the rhyme, everything nice, right? It just fits. It just works every time, right? So this is one that I would encourage if you're on a budget. You're not going to smell like you're on a budget. High compliment factor, very cozy, very come hither type of stuff here. Pull her in close. She's going to want to stay sniffing on you. You're going to smell phenomenal. Warning though, not overly masculine to the point to where she might not want to steal the bottle if she ends up at your place. So just keep that in mind, guys. It's that good, especially for the money. Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. Now, I did mention La Nuit de l'Homme. Now, look, timeless, works, super popular, one of the most hyped fragrances ever in the online fragrance community. But for me personally, a little bit more grown up while still getting the appeal and the feeling of that fragrance would be the Le Parfum. Black bottle's very, very fitting. It still has some of the sweetness. It's not quite as powdery. It's a little bit more aromatic, soapy. The lavender is a more prominently featured note here. You got a black pepper spice instead of that cardamom, so it's not near as powdery. Something about that cardamom that kind of gives it a very powdery nuance in the previous version. This is smoother. This is a little bit more dark pepper warmth spice. not tingling the nose too much, black pepper type of thing. And then you have fruity accords to give it that light sweetness without being just like a juicy fruit type of scent. I find this is a bit more dapper and mature and grown up versus the more playful side of the original La Nuit de l'Homme. Personal favorite of myself and my wife. This has that kind of, you know, above 30 appeal. Like I said, the guy that was wearing La Nuit de l'Homme in his late teens and 20s into his 30s evolves into this one, is kind of the way I feel about it. If you like to stick with certain fragrances, this is kind of the evolution as you grow into your, you know, who you are and where you're going in life. Even growing into the relationship. Still works on the first date though, hence why I'm using it here. I think it's fantastic, and I had to talk about it. It's a personal favorite. La Nuit de l'Homme, Le Parfum. Now on to the fragrance that actually sparked the video topic idea in the first place. Congratulations to Michael Paul at Day 3 Fragrances. They sold through their 200 pre-order bottles. I saw that yesterday at the recording of this. And this is sensual. I think this is a great, I'm more interesting than the last guy you went on a date with type of fragrance. That's why I even said in the video, I think this would be a great first date fragrance. This is Midnight Raspberry. So while it lists jammy raspberry, I don't find it to be jammy thick at all. It's juicy. Very juicy, photorealistic type of raspberry. The oud here is on the sweeter side. There's a light smoky nuance. There's a little bit of spice. It's not over the top sweet. It is warm and sensual. It's woodsy. It's perfectly balanced. There is no one particular note or set of accords that kind of takes the lead and stars in this show. This is definitely a supporting cast type of play. Everybody has a strong role here. So across the board, it's just nice and smooth. It's not overly aggressive and in your face. It doesn't have rose or patchouli. The patchouli doesn't come across real earthy. There's a little bit of a patchouli accord in here that adds some of that creaminess. It's just nice and smooth. Smooth is the word when it comes to this fragrance. Quality is top tier. It is on the pricey side. It's because it's that Vietnamese oud. It's very, very expensive, but there's zero funk to it whatsoever. It's a light, smoky, fruity, sweet accord with that woodiness. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Long-lasting, great sillage, but not aggressive and overly strong. Not a monstrous screamer off the skin. It's definitely perfect in evening out, dressier date night occasions, like a real nice candlelit dinner. This is an impressive fragrance for an impressive man. If you're not an impressive man, maybe don't buy this. Maybe it's too much for you. You see where I'm going here? If you don't have the confidence level, maybe this ain't for you. But hey, if you feel like you're him, sample this. You might need this in your collection. Well, we went really expensive, you know, $250 range. Might as well go to something affordable. In that $50 range, there is an Eau de Parfum flanker now that I haven't tried yet. So I don't know if it's better. But you know what's still really good? Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Smoky vanilla, a little bit of ambroxan to freshen things up, warm and ambery. It just does the trick. It's alluring. It can dress up. It can be just a polo shirt. It depends on which level we're going here with the date night. We're going to Olive Garden, we're going to Ruth Chris, we're going a la carte, we're going Italian. I don't know what you're doing, where you're going, but honestly, in all date night scenarios, from first date to 15-year anniversary, this will work. It does really well. It's super attractive. It's a high compliment factor. It's had its share of hype over the years for good reason. It's just a beautiful, smoky vanilla fragrance. It works. It's got that mysterious feel to it, but still very familiar because it's an amber vanilla fragrance. Who doesn't enjoy a good amber vanilla fragrance? This stuff is absolutely stunning. For 50 bucks, really hard to beat. Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Now, a personal favorite of mine is Layton from Parfums de Marly, and traditionally, I would recommend that in this situation. I still recommend that in this situation, but if you like something a little bit sweeter, maybe you don't like that mentholic, overly minty side of Layton, you want something a little on the sweeter side, more resinous, little bit of smokiness to it, strong, very alluring. Carlisle, doesn't get talked about enough anymore. This stuff's intoxicating. This stuff is super, super ridiculously strong too. On a date, probably 2 spray max, and I think that's, might even be a little overkill. Now look, I don't know if newer batches are weaker. People, you know, I'm sure some performance whore will mention it in the comments if they find that to be the case. So just read the comments. I don't know. This bottle, which is, you know, handful or so years old, slow it down on the sprays. God, sensual though. It's almost got this like caramel apple type sweetness to it, smoky, definitely resinous, a lot of resins here, Opinox, things like that. There's no inherent freshness to it. It definitely has this alluring, mysterious darkness to it. without being sickeningly sweet, even though they say things like caramel and vanillas and stuff like that, tonka. I don't remember the exact note breakdown to it, but it's definitely extremely sexy, very intoxicating, and again, easy on the trigger. You don't want to be that pea-bathed in cologne girl. I don't know what he was thinking when she leaves the date. You don't want her telling her girlfriends that. You don't want that. I don't give a shit who's telling you to spray shit 20 times. You don't want to be that guy on a date, I promise. So easy on the sprays, but this shit's great. Parfums of Carlisle. I think the best of the bunch. A great representation of the DNA. Hell, the rest of them are literally right here. The Strong With You DNA. Great designer. One of the newest releases, the Parfum Flanker, I think is the way to go in this situation. It's warm. It's sweet and ambery. Sure, it's spicy, all those things. But that roasted chestnut accord, I think, is the most prominent in this, aside from the original EDT. It kind of really pays homage to what the Parfum version of the original should be. They didn't really step outside of it because they have so many flankers that take the base DNA and give a little twist and take this avenue without getting too far away from the base DNA. They flanker properly. Do they have way too many of them? Yeah, probably so. But they always tie back to the DNA. This is clearly Strong With You. Warmer, much, much warmer, and much more chestnut heavy. It's something about that roasted chestnut with amber, a little bit of sweet and spice to kind of sprinkle around the sides of it. Just absolutely fantastic. It really is. This is an amazing fragrance. This is one that, again, really strong, thick sillage, trails really well, very sexy fragrance. There's a reason they keep putting these things out. There's a reason people keep buying them, and you put it in the right setting with the right attire, it just works. Just works. It's the cherry on top for a nice suit, you know? Nice dinner date, great plans. Got it going on. Throw this on top. Maybe it makes for a good nightcap. Now we're back to a more affordable luxury niche. You know, depends on how you look at price. He's still under 200 bucks, especially if you go 60 ml. And it's in the mid 100s range. Definitely worth a sample if you like honey. Raw, animalic honey, amber, cinnamon sticks, a little bit of hazelnut. It's a very gourmand fragrance. I'm not a big gourmand guy, but this stuff, it's no joke. It's like a sticky amber honey kind of smell. Super attractive. Is Zaharoff Signature Aurum. Look at that plate, too. Don't drop this on your bare foot when you're getting ready for your day, guys, because you're going to be limping in that son of a bitch. You're going to break a foot. Break a bone in your foot. Don't do it. So be careful with this. This stuff's it's like a freaking 4 or 5 pound bottle. God, it smells good, though. This is another less is more fragrance because its sillage is ridiculous. It is thick. This is a dense, did I mention dense fragrance? The aroma is thick on this one. You don't need but 2 or 3 sprays. It's going to come off of your skin really strong, really heavy. It's going to stay in every room you leave. It's going to leave a lingering trail everywhere you walk. Everyone in the restaurant is going to smell you wherever you go. It's not just going to scream off you the whole time from your table. Your whole table area, that airspace will be encompassed by this aroma. Just right. That's why you want 2-3 sprays range with this one. Just right. Don't overwhelm everybody around you. Don't punch your server in the face with your fragrance when they come to the table to take your drink order. Okay? But everywhere you go, you happen to go to the restroom, whatever, everybody's going to get a whiff of this fragrance. I'm telling you, density. That kind of stuff lingers. This has it. Again, raw honey dripping off the honeycomb, dripping off of a cinnamon stick with hazelnuts. Nice and warm and ambery. That coconut milk that's in there, I don't really get any of that stuff. It's not a creamy fragrance. It's a sticky, thick honey amber type fragrance. So cinnamon bark, just beautiful on this one, I'm telling you. Totally worth a sample, guys. This stuff is magic. This Zaharoff Signature Aurum. Is this the greatest amber vanilla of all time? I don't know, maybe. Some people would say. I think it's up there. I think there's an argument for it being the one. Perfectly unisex. Has a little bit of a boozy feel to it, even though there's no boozy accord. It's an amber vanilla benzoin type of fragrance, nice and warm and spicy. One of the sexiest fragrances a man can wear on a date. It's per my wife's words in particular, and I agree. This is the bomb. Nishane Ani. Ho, ho, ho. Might have to put this one in the thumbnail. I haven't created the thumbnail yet, but Mount Rushmore kind of shit here. At least I think so. My God. Woody vanilla, amber, benzoin, spices. Even, like I said, even comes across a little boozy. I attribute kind of the effervescence and warmth of the way the benzoin comes across. I'm thinking maybe that's what's creating that in my mind. I don't know. There's no rum or anything like that listed. And it doesn't smell inherently boozy, but a little bit. I get a little bit. Maybe it's just me. But another one, you don't need a ton of sprays. You can spray a little bit more on this one. It's not overly dense, but it is pretty strong. It does linger and last really well. Quality ingredients here, a couple of naturals, some high-grade synthetics. You can get it affordably. A 50 ml, you can get in the low $100 price point. Definitely worth a sample, but if you like amber vanilla and you want the elite of the elite tier of the amber vanillas in this world, this is up there. This is absolutely date night certified. It's Nishane Ani. All right, we're coming in hot. We're coming in expensive with this last one. Mind games. No, we're not doing French defense. Yes, French defense works here, but I praise the shit out of that so much. There's another one that deserves just as much praise, in my opinion, from the house that I haven't praised enough. This is remarkable. This is magic in a bottle. Myself and my wife have both gotten incredible compliments on dinner dates from servers and hostesses and front of house managers when they come introduce themselves, because this screams off the skin. So freaking good. It's expensive though. Sample. Mind Games Mentor. Oh my, this Boya Oud. It's a sweet, smoky oud. There's a dark caramel plum combination. It's smoky, rich, sweet, and woody. My God, my God. My God. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm wearing something else with the suit today. I'm not going to dinner. It is early in the day. I was about to spray it on my hand. No, not for what I have going on. But for a dinner date, this is impressive. Look, I get it. Just because I'm raving 10 ways to Sunday and telling you this is everything and then some, doesn't mean you'll feel that way. It's very expensive. I strongly encourage you to not blind buy this fragrance from discounters. You're going to spend in that $300 range. Discounters. Sample it. Try it. Spend some time with 2 ml before you spend the money. Because this is one of those fragrances that is a collection game changer. An evenings out game changer. You are not going to smell like everyone else because not everybody's wearing $300, $400, $500 fragrances in their evenings out special events, dinner dates. This is a more interesting fragrance. This has depth and character. This is one of those eyebrow raisers when people smell you. Another one that lingers. It is pretty dense and thick. This is another one that you don't need a lot of sprays. Every time I wear it out, I do 3 to 4, and I promise you it is way more than enough. I've worn it about 2 handfuls of times to dinner occasions so far. That's the only situations I've worn it in. That's why I wanted to feature it. This is one that I can't encourage you enough to try, and I mean, what the hell, we might as well. Quick honorable mention, because we mentioned it once already, French Defense. Boozy cherry, done right. One of the sexiest fragrances ever created. Amber, cherry, spices. I forgot which. I think it's rum and cognac is actually in here. Sweet, but it's not like crazy, sickeningly like designer Paco Rabanne 1 million kind of sweet, but expensive to have both of these. But whew, my God, are you on another level if you got this kind of shit in your collection? I'm telling you. You want to stand out? You want to be different from her last date? Because her last date probably wasn't wearing this. If old boy had it going on, you wouldn't be on a date with her. Look at it that way. So, one of the ultimate cherries on top, pun intended. We just talked about a cherry fragrance, actually. Mind Games Mentor. Well, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure enjoyed it. 10 great, actually 11. Fantastic options. Some 100% sample first. Obviously, you should try to sample first at all times, but some of these are just so expensive that you're a crazy person or you got money like that to just throw around if you're blind buying $300, $400 fragrances. Tried to mix it up a little bit with all the price ranges because, again, just because I'm saying the Mind Games fragrance is phenomenal, that $35, $40 Lattafa is almost as phenomenal. I'm not going to say it's just as phenomenal. It's not just as phenomenal. Almost, though. Good enough to be in this video topic, right? So I appreciate you guys for checking out the video. There's links down below if you want to check any of these out. Of course, you don't have to buy nothing. Just because I'm recommending them and raving about them doesn't mean you need to buy them. I hope you just enjoyed the video. Thanks for joining me. Make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you in the next one.